In this podcast episode, Joe Rogan hosts philosopher and futurist Nick Bostrom for a deep and expansive conversation touching on simulation theory, the rapid advances and societal impact of artificial intelligence, the future of human work and education, longevity and biological evolution, and profound philosophical questions about consciousness, meaning, and what it ultimately means to be human in a technologically mature civilization. The discussion navigates complex ideas about the trajectory of civilization as AI develops, the challenges and opportunities that come with it, and the transformation humanity may undergo in the coming decades. Nick Bostrom and Joe Rogan start by revisiting their earlier discussions on simulation theory and the growing likelihood that our reality is a simulation. They reflect on the technological and societal changes over the past 6 years, especially the rise of AI, which has rapidly become a pervasive influence across all sectors of society. Unlike the slow pervasiveness of the internet, AI's integration is swift and deeply entangled in day-to-day life, accelerating with new models emerging every few weeks. This rapid pace has injected both excitement and anxiety into public discourse. Bostrom highlights the paradox of simultaneous risk and opportunity. AI could either unlock immense benefits or lead to societal upheaval. The conversation explores two major narratives surrounding AI. One views AI as a looming threat, potentially an uncontrollable superintelligence that surpasses human intellect and upends societal structures. The other, championed by figures like Elon Musk, envisions AI as a tool for universal prosperity, possibly eradicating poverty and liberating humanity from toil through universal basic income and abundant resources. Rogan and Bostrom agree that many proponents of optimistic views are deeply financially invested in AI development, which colors the discourse. Bostrom positions himself as a measured analyst, taking both the promise and risks seriously, emphasizing the precarious whitewater raft metaphor, where humanity negotiates a dangerous but hopeful journey toward a radically transformed future. They delve into how AI will impact human labor. Initial concerns focus on job displacement and retraining, but Bostrom notes that eventually AI could replicate or surpass almost all human physical and cognitive tasks, save for areas where there is a strong consumer preference for human involvement, such as priests, prostitutes, or politicians, humorously mentioned. The discussion extends to what happens when human work becomes obsolete, raising profound questions about meaning and purpose. If AI handles all production and provision, what remains for humans? They explore whether virtual experiences could replace or supplement real-life experiences, and the potential for people to find fulfillment in virtual worlds even more engaging than physical reality. The idea of rich virtual experiences captivates the conversation. Rogan reflects on current phone addiction as a crude precursor to more immersive virtual environments that might be irresistibly engaging. Bostrom contrasts different personality types and motivations, noting that while many people seek thrill and challenge, as in intense video games, others might prefer passive or contemplative experiences. In a technologically mature society with control over external environment and even biology, people could tailor their pleasures and experiences, choosing entirely new modes of joy that transcend current human limitations. This naturally leads to a contemplation of what remains uniquely human when suffering, struggle, and conflict, core drivers of art, music, and meaning, could be engineered or eliminated. The podcast grapples with the paradox of the human condition, the intertwined existence of good and evil, struggle and peace, love and hate, and how these conflicts historically shape human meaning. If technology eliminates hardship and conflict, humanity itself might transform into something fundamentally different. The conversation touches on the slow biological evolution relative to fast-paced technological change, suggesting a future where human biology might be the bottleneck, requiring either biological or technological enhancement or merging with AI to continue evolving. Rogan and Bostrom discuss the possibilities of significantly extended human lifespans and the biological and cognitive enhancements this could bring. They highlight current advances in genetic engineering, referencing controversial cases like the genetically modified babies in China, and speculate about a future where humans can live for thousands of years, continuously growing intellectually and physically beyond current limits. The debate covers the societal and philosophical implications of such longevity, including whether living longer might entail new psychological adaptations or resets, e.g., psychedelic sessions to refresh the brain. The possibility of overcoming death and aging is positioned as both a scientific inevitability and a disruption of long-held cultural mindsets about mortality and meaning. Bostrom brings in interesting reflections on ancient myths and historical enigmas, such as the depictions of long-lived kings and advanced ancient architecture like the Egyptian pyramids. They speculate about whether humanity is on a cyclical path, having once reached advanced technological heights before a cataclysmic event reset progress. This idea serves as a metaphorical and cautionary backdrop for today's rapid technological ascent, hinting that mastering longevity and technological sophistication might have precedence lost to history. A large segment focuses on the societal implications of AI-driven abundance, particularly the future of education and work in a world where many traditional jobs no longer exist. The current education system is critiqued as a mechanistic factory preparing people for obsolete roles. Instead, Bostrom advocates for a complete redesign of education to focus on cultivating curiosity, creativity, discipline, leisure, and lifelong purpose. If AI provides free housing and food, humans would need to learn how to live fulfilling lives without the motivation of survival labor. This involves teaching young people to pursue passions, appreciate art and science for their own sake, and maintain physical and mental well-being, including a renewed understanding of biological health's role in mental states such as depression. Bostrom and Rogan explore how artificial and natural purposes might evolve. Currently, survival and economic necessity drive many human goals, but in a post-scarcity world, artificial goals, self-imposed challenges, or games could provide structure and meaning. They muse on the possibility of society becoming a grand, intricate game or evolving new forms of purpose rooted in beauty, spirituality, and social connection, rather than survival obligations. The conversation also touches on how human cultural values and identity might evolve with the integration of AI, genetic engineering, and new modes of communication. The discussion turns metaphysical, speculating on the limits of human consciousness bounded by our current neurological substrate. Bostrom suggests that future civilizations, enabled by superintelligent AI and advanced tech, might access vastly expanded realms of consciousness and modes of being, akin to a transition from a janitor's closet to a vast cathedral of possible experiences. The idea that post-human beings may become radically different in form and function, possibly genderless, telepathic, and hive-minded, is explored as a likely destination of evolutionary and technological progress. Bostrom expresses concern and fascination about the imminent arrival of artificial general intelligence, AGI, and superintelligence, AI systems surpassing human intellectual, technical, and physical abilities. He outlines how superintelligence may accelerate progress exponentially, enabling rapid technological maturity, but also presents existential risks. The discussion covers the difficulty in predicting timelines, ranging from a few years to several decades, the global race for AI dominance, primarily between the US and China, and the uncertainties related to AI alignment, ensuring these systems pursue human-compatible goals. The episode explores the political and regulatory challenges inherent in managing AI development. Bostrom highlights ongoing government actions, such as export controls on advanced chips and corporate decisions around releasing powerful AI models with safety restrictions. The complexities of enforcing pauses on AI advances amid a global race, diverse corporate interests, and geopolitical tensions are examined. The need for governance structures that promote alignment with broadly beneficial values is stressed, though tempered with skepticism given the incentives for profit, competition, and power concentration. The conversation touches on information manipulation, disinformation campaigns, and how AI-powered bots and algorithms exacerbate political polarization and social instability. These dynamics, compounded by the increasing plausibility of AI-assisted persuasion and mass communication, are poised to shape cultural and political systems in unknown ways. Bostrom notes that historical technological shifts, writing, printing press, mass media, fundamentally altered human societies, and AI's arrival could have similarly profound and unpredictable consequences. On a speculative note, Rogan and Bostrom envision a future where human communication evolves beyond spoken language to direct thought transmission, perhaps via implanted or external neural interfaces. This might eliminate traditional language barriers and privacy boundaries, but require new forms of mental encryption and social norms surrounding personal boundaries. The possibility of collective minds or hive-like connectivity is discussed, with reflections on how this might change social cohesion and individual identity. The podcast wrestles with philosophical questions about what will matter in a world where traditional human traits, conflict, pain, competition, could be engineered away. They examine different visions, a world focused on pleasure and hedonism versus a more nuanced paradise sustaining beauty, achievement, courage, and friendship. The challenge lies in designing or evolving a future civilization that preserves or even enhances the values and richness of human experience without the drawbacks of biological limitations and social conflict. Bostrom discusses various existential risks facing humanity beyond AI, such as nuclear war, synthetic biology, pandemics, and natural disasters. They argue that stagnation or excessive delay in AI development might increase vulnerability, while rushed deployment carries its own dangers. Balancing the moral urgency to alleviate suffering worldwide with caution in AI development is a central tension in the episode. The hope is that if developed wisely, AI could address many of these risks and drastically improve human well-being. Throughout the episode, the astonishing speed and scale of technological innovation is emphasized, comparing current shifts to historical revolutions and imagining exponential growth into unknown futures. Bostrom reflects on technology's trajectory from simple tools through advanced AI and potential spacefaring civilizations harnessing star-scale energy, e.g., Dyson spheres. The ultimate destiny of intelligence, becoming cosmic in scope and power, is framed as a natural but awe-inspiring progression. The conversation ends by focusing on education and preparing future generations to thrive in a world of abundance and AI enhancement. The emphasis is on cultivating curiosity, discipline, and a sense of purpose beyond economic survival. There is a call for reworking education systems to nurture these qualities and to equip individuals to navigate a rapidly changing social and technological landscape. Bostrom and Rogan agree that this will be one of humanity's greatest challenges and opportunities in the coming decades.